Alrighty, this is going to be a Leningrad game on shards, mostly because I like doing the Leningrad, it's always fun to play. And this will also kind of show the shortcomings of the Atlanta when trying to hit something that goes 50 knots. So we have a Colorado, they have a Leon. I count Colorado a little more than the Leon. Leon can be good against smaller stuff, but Scharnhorst and Nelson are pretty damn big and beefy. Fuso versus Arizona. I can't like the Arizona a bit better on that. They have two Atlantas, which normally would spell doom for me, but I'm in a Leningrad. And it's very hard for Atlantas to kill a Leningrad if it isn't holding still, as I will show you. They also have a Helena, which might be able to hit me just through sheer volume. They have a Minsk, so we're both camping in the same boat. The Leningrad is essentially the Minsk, except it actually has usable torps. We also have a Belfast, which is very good for us, because Belfast is extremely brain dead. It's really easy to do well, and it's hard to counter for people in this game because they usually don't know how to do it. So since I'm not going to be outspotted by any enemy DDs, I immediately go for B-cap. Usually it's not such a good idea to cap in a Russian destroyer because they're usually so big and clumsy, and they work best when they're going full speed, and you can't really do full speed quickly. So with this tier, they usually fight scoot and fire ships rather than night fighters. But in this special case, I can outspot pretty much everything that's going to challenge me, so I can go ahead and do a little cap work. Now I'm RPF located, but that doesn't particularly bother me, because they're going to see where I am soon anyway when I start firing. So we have a nice unmolested entrance into the cap, which is lovely. The Leon and the Gneisenau are over there, or Gneisenau, whatever. And I'm kind of just waiting, seeing who comes. I turn my speed down, but I never stop, because going from stop to start is death for a Russian DD. You have to keep going a little bit, and then you can speed up in case you need to. Now, they're not really in my gun range yet, but I'm tempted to start shooting that Leon. There we go, the Atlanta shows up over there. I'm not particularly worried about him. The Minsk shows up in C, so I have room to stretch my legs a little bit. There's Miyoko. And he's turning in. So I'll wait until the cap is taken first before I shoot, because now points will tick up and they have a much harder time trying to get it. So there we go. Now that we're good, I'm going to go ahead and start spamming the Miyoko a bit, show him what it feels like. Yep, he shoots, so I turn. And my speed boost is up, so I now go 50 knots. And it's very hard to hit a target going 50 knots with guns that slow. That's why the Khabarovsk is so terrifying at tier 10. And keep in mind that the more they try and shoot at me, the more they get lit up too, so my allies can shoot at them. Yep, and our team is currently doing the death ball at sea like they always do. And they're not really pushing into A either, which is less than ideal, but I'm just going to do my best to keep these guys over here busy. There we go. I'm about to enter cover behind this island right here, as you can see from my speed, so I go ahead and shoot the Miyoko a bit, because by the time he detects me, then I will be able to sneak behind the island, get undetected, and have my concealment reset. There we go, see? They can't see me, and now my concealment's reset. And see, the Atlanta's over there, so I decided to try and turn my guns maybe. But I'm going a bit too fast at this point, and the island will be in the way by the time I turn, so I just decided to let Elusive take care of it. Because even with small Scharnhorst guns, they aren't going to be able to bounce those in Atlanta. There we go, they're all going to C because they're afraid of me. No, not really, they're probably just lemming training, but I like to think it's because they're afraid of me. So I decided to go around this island again and see what's up. There's the Arizona, he's still too far away to shoot. There we go, Elusive kills the Atlantis, now my guys can go in and take A. There's that Miyoko again, and it's time to spam him again. Yep, his guns are pointed the other way, and they take forever to turn. Yep, see, they're currently turning to his starboard side. So now I decide to start shooting because they're going to take an eternity to turn anyway, and by the time they turn around, I'll be able to sneak behind this mountain right here. If I am so inclined. Yep, see, there's the flash, here comes the shells, I turn. And he overcompensates. Because he thinks I have my engine boost on. I actually don't. There we go. We broke line of sight, our concealment's back, someone just tried to shoot at us. And then I turned back towards the cap, because I want to keep this cap safe. If we take A and B, then we'll be able to tick that up the entire game, and even if we do start losing on ships, we can win on points. Yep, the Miyoko figures out that going into a cap with 2 cruisers and a battleship is not a good idea, so I decide to rub it in a little bit and try and light a fire. A little campfire. There we go, a little campfire. And Elusive manages him with his secondaries, and here comes the Minsk. Lucky the Minsk has not been as lucky as I am, and he's taken a ton of damage. If I were him, I would have just popped speed boost and ran away to try and re-engage under better circumstances. So I lead him by actually a lot more than I should for a 3-second lead time, but remember, the Minsk is like Leningrad, it's very fast. Luckily, I am the better shooter in this case. There we go, we light the fire and we actually knocked his engine out. Sadly, I missed that volley. Or actually, we get that pin that does no damage, which is annoying. Then we missed that too, and I'm starting to go, oh come on, this guy's actually going to get away, but luckily that last volley manages to get him. And now I'm happy, because I am the one destroyer in the game. I am a very jealous destroyer player, and I like to be the only one in it. There we go. The Helena's not looking at us, which means it's ripe time to shoot him. Or the time is ripe to shoot him. I was trying to say high time and ripe at the same time, and then it just came out as word salad. There we go, that Nuremberg don't like me. And sadly, his shells are actually fast, but luckily he decides to find something better to shoot at. Elusive manages to get another close quarters expert kill on that Helena, which is interesting. Now wait a second, and see where the Arizona's going. And I'll wait for my detect to wear off. And I fire torps at him, but then the Atlanta shows up, and he's at 6 kilometers. Normally this would spell death for a DD because, you know, Atlanta. But luckily I am a Leningrad, and I just pop speed boost. I now go 50 knots. Atlanta shells go, well, they go faster than 50 knots, but it's a lot harder. Yep, he tries to radar out of desperation to actually try and get some damage on me, but I don't particularly care because the smoke is just there in case he didn't have his radar up. Because I still had 4 of them. There we go, we're turning and we're butt wiggling and we're going really fast. And he's probably shot at least 40 to 50 shells at me, and he's maybe hitting 6 total. There we go, we're now out of his radar range and he can't actually do anything. So at this distance we go ahead and start farming him a bit, because I like adding insult to injury. And Atlanta being farmed by a DD is just ludicrous and wrong, and I love it. But sadly he's doing, well, he's not doing maneuvers, this is mostly just me shooting bad. There we go. Atlanta's currently going over there. I consider shooting the Nuremberg, but I decide not to because I want to make sure I can dodge this Atlanta. There we go, we still have speed boost up, we're going 40 knots. And he's about to disappear behind the island, but I decide to stop shooting just in case. He's still at full health, and I don't really want to press my luck right now, so I go ahead and give him some parting shots as I go around the island. But none of them hit. Sad day. And then I see 2 Gneisenau's. Gneisenau's may be fast, but they only have 6 guns, and they have German battleship dispersion. Which means if I can get these guys to waste shells on me, then that's a lot of damage, potential damage taken out of the game just by evasion tanking. And plus it's free damage for me too, because German superstructures are very easy to farm with HE. So we begin. I overestimate his speed a little bit, and I underestimate it a little bit. But then luckily now we get the porridge just right. Never mind, we try the hot and cold porridge once more. Burn our tongue a little bit. Yep, Colorado's being crossfired, he's not in a good place. So we're going to have to do some work in order to catch up. Luckily we have 2 ships lost versus their 5, so we're in a much better position. There we go, he's pointing his guns the other way, so it's time to HE him a little bit. There we go, we start to fire. There we go, I fire one set of torps out there, but as you can see he's turning in again, so I decided to shoot him in to where he's going to be. Leningrad torps are actually pretty quick, and they're 7 kilometers range. Yeah, that's not much more than its concealment, but the point is that you can shoot them from stealth, and that's the important thing. There we go. We give him a nice torp hit. Sadly, no flooding. Would have loved to have flooding on that. He tries to heal with fire damage, but luckily he's burning quite nicely. And we go and spam a little bit just to make sure he goes down. And then Nuremberg takes the kill, but that's alright. We got a ton of damage on him. So that's one Gneiss now down. One Gneiss now down, whatever. And then it's time to do the other. And I decided to stop shooting for a little bit just to see if he'll get bored and shoot something else. Yep, see, there's the flashes. Here come the shells. So now we're going to get a little bit closer so he can't just turn around and get out of range very easily. And also so we can duck behind this island if anything goes nasty. Yep, there we go, but sadly he was aiming his guns at me, so... But that's alright, that's what we have this escape plan for right here. There we go, luckily we only take an overpin, which is very nice. Let's see if I can shoot torps, but the reload is a little bit too long. So I'm left as a sad Rusky. But that's okay. We pop speed boost to get out of here quickly because that's a Badione, and Badione can actually fire pretty damn quickly for a cruiser, and he has lighter guns and some nasty HE. So I'd rather not be in range to get spammed by him too much. There's the Arizona. Once again, it's time for some spamming. And now we're kiting away from both him and the Gneisenau. Because the Gneisenau wants me. He wants me bad. But as long as we can keep him out of position like that, then we'll be fine because we have all the caps in there. And they've been ticking up for probably about 7 minutes by now. So we're actually about to win on points. Yep, the Badione finally realizes I exist and starts trying to shoot me. And then I realize his aim is actually pretty good. So I go ahead and drop some smoke to block line of sight and wait to re-engage under better circumstances. Because remember, when you're kiting at this place, you can choose when they engage you, especially when you're faster. So it doesn't hurt to go ahead and break contact, wait for them to focus on something else, and then start shooting again. Like this. Or, well, would have been, but we won.